Talk to me a little bit about your transformation. What kind of time did you spend in the chair? What was that like for you?
Yeah, that was quite a journey every day. It was about 3 hours to get ready every morning. We have an incredible crew of, my hair and makeup team, and then Jennifer, our costume designer, was incredible too. We have over, I don't know, more than 100 wardrobe changes in the movie.
We have talked fairly recently about Ana De Armas, specifically about her role in The Gray Man alongside her co-star Chris Evans. More or less right after that film, she was filming her role in Blonde, a fictionalized chronicle of the inner life of Marilyn Monroe. And while she did her part and performed well, we wanted to take a look at what Ana had to do to get into character.
So it was kind of like a slow process of discovering who, not just the movie star was, but who was Norma Jeane. I didn't know that much about her. I'm Cuban. I saw maybe a few movies of her, so everything was a big discovery.
She knew she had to study the character, and one of the things she did was dye her hair and shave her eyebrows for the role.
Well, I love my eyebrows, so they had to bleach them, and not only that, like shave the middle of my eyebrows to make them more, separate.
And real quick, some trivia for you. Besides The Gray Man, Knives Out, and Blonde, what other leading role is Ana De Armas known for? Leave your answer in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
It is truly one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had, also, very intense. But I'm so proud of this movie. It's just so beautiful and moving and touching and different. And Andrew Dominic is a genius, and, everything that's in that movie is because of him and his vision.
When Ana De Armas first saw herself fully dressed as Marilyn Monroe in Netflix's highly anticipated new film Blonde, a roller coaster of emotions hit her hard. It felt so real, she said. It was a very strong sensation, because it's hard for me not to relate to the story of what was happening to her and the woman in the story.
I just want people to see it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this movie's been, waiting for the world to see it for 3 years or more, and I just want people to just watch it and have the experience, because I think the movie is an experience.
To transform into Monroe, she said at the premiere, De Armas spent 3 hours every morning of the 9-week production donning a stocking cap and having prosthetics glued underneath her custom-made platinum blonde wigs to conceal her natural hairline. In addition, she had her brows bleached and shaved. She also wore blue contacts to cover her naturally hazel eyes and had fake lashes strategically placed to alter the shape of her eyes to match Monroe's. Every physical detail was painstakingly, even the location of Monroe's mole, most often seen on her lower left cheek, was referenced.
We talked about it, and he actually asked me, how much time do you think you need? And I was like, well, forever, but for now, I guess I just need a couple weeks. So I did that, and I showed up with a very bad blonde wig and some kind of like Marilyn makeup type of thing.
And one of the most amazing things is Ana and the Blonde crew went directly to the source to get permission of sorts from the late Marilyn Monroe. The actress said she and the filmmakers attempted to depict Monroe as a real woman going through all of these different kinds of abuses and situations. We tried to show the fight she had to put up, not just to be successful, but to survive, said Ana De Armas.
It's not just the accent. That's just one thing. The most important thing for me was to capture the essence of what that was and what was she trying to do by talking like that.
We also wanted to give a shout out to our DC Thursday winner. If you guys didn't know, we ask a challenging DC related trivia question over on our community tab. You answer it correct, you get a chance to have your answer featured here in one of our videos.
And I feel like people is gonna have an opportunity to have an insight into what it was like to actually be her. It's more of an experience instead of a regular or like a more biopic.
Yeah. And it wasn't just Marilyn Monroe she was portraying, as that person was more so known as a name from fame, and talked more with Stephen Colbert about getting into character.
And I was asking my mom the other day if she remembered Marilyn movies on TV, and she definitely did. I guess at that time I wasn't aware
that she was Marilyn.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page, linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
Now, although it's the story of a famous person, I think that it's the story of everyone, because I think we all have that. We all have a public, acceptable self, and we have an unlovable self as well, you know. I think with a famous person, obviously that split is more exaggerated, right? It's easier to understand it because you've got Marilyn, who's an image, who's literally an image, and you've got Norma.
And the cast and crew got so connected for this film that they filmed the scenes in Marilyn's real home that she had previously lived in, and Ana had talked about this a little bit and even got emotional talking about it.
Being in the same places that she was, filming in her house, it was just, it just felt, it was a very strong sensation. There was something in the air, and I think she was approving of what we were doing.
During the premiere of her film, The Gray Man, that we talked about earlier, she was caught in an interview and asked what it was like preparing for this role and transforming herself into Marilyn Monroe.
It was a long journey, very beautiful, very deep, very intense, and I cannot wait for people to see that because it's very special.
A few years back, Ana De Armas needed to convince Netflix that she could be Marilyn Monroe. She was already the first choice of director Andrew Dominik, whose film Blonde, a surrealist vision of the life and death of the screen legend, had been reportedly cast with various leading ladies before alighting on De Armas. But Knives Out, the hit film in which the previous little-known performer sat at the center of the mystery, hadn't yet come out. In 2019, few knew her name.
I'm very proud of this film and the work we all put in it, and Andrew Dominik is an incredible director. I'm very lucky he gave me this opportunity, and I just can't wait for people to see it. I'm so proud of, what we did.
De Armas brought her accent coach to the in-person screen test with Netflix. I hadn't had the training and the voice and everything, says De Armas, who was born and raised in Cuba.
And as soon as I read it, I was like, oh my God, I need to send this tape now. I cannot lose this part.
So my coach was crouching on the floor under the table. The stakes were high. I just knew that everything we did that day was going to be the definitive test of the movie to be greenlit or not. The scene was one of which Monroe pleads with husband Joe DiMaggio to let her move to New York so she can start from zero away from Hollywood. De Armas recalls, passion had to enter Monroe's voice, all as the woman under the table fed De Armas the proper pronunciations of the lines.
Dominik said that the minute from, he saw you in your audition, he knew that you would be his Marilyn. Did you have a sense of that?
Take three, he said.
Take three.
Take
really,
three.
The third.
And for the answer to our trivia question, Ana De Armas is also known for her role in Blade Runner 2049.
What present?
This one.
I think this movie is gonna, throw people, in the way it's been told. I think it's not a traditional biopic. It's not literal. It's not conventional. It's not even chronological. It's more like an experience. And the audiences the hope is that they will feel what it was like to be her.
Blonde arrives on Netflix on September 28th. De Armas managed to harness the tension of the moment to become a character who feared rejection. Using my emotions, how I felt about playing the role, was the way I approached the entire film, she says. Embracing my fears and my vulnerability, my feeling uncomfortable and my insecurities. With a laugh, she notes. My coach wasn't under the table the whole time.
From the beginning, I knew I just can't imitate her. If I tried to do that, I'll fail. It's just not possible. So the only way that I have to play this part is just to connect with her, to understand her.
How does it feel to be at the theatre when Norma Jeane used to watch movies as a young girl?
I mean, this is incredible. It's a dream, It's just iconic. It's great. This is the place where we have to shove this movie.
So we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What did you think about Ana's performance and as this persona of Marilyn? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
we were talking backstage as well about the fact that I will admit, when I first heard you were playing the part, I did not think that you looked like her. You felt the same way. And yet, on camera...
Trust me, no one ever told me I look like Marilyn Monroe.
I heard
Ever.
you always describe yourself to people like that. You would say,
Yeah.
just so you know, when you see me, I look just like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.